At some point in your career, you stepped into a role and felt it immediately. The gap, the space between what you know and what's expected of you. The moment you realize that the job isn't just an extension of what you've already mastered, it's something bigger, something harder, something that demands more than what you've done before. And in that moment, imposter syndrome shows up. Not because you don't belong, not because you aren't qualified, but because growth has a way of making you feel like you're a fraud. That's the part we don't talk about enough. That the very sensation of imposter syndrome, the doubt, the discomfort, the fear of being exposed, is often the exact proof that you're in the right place. People assume that confidence precedes competence. That the most qualified leaders feel a deep sense of belonging in the roles that they take on. But that's rarely true. Most of us feel like imposters when we're doing something that actually stretches us. And there's a psychological reason for this. As you step into new levels of responsibility, you no longer have the muscle memory of past successes to rely on. The things you were once praised for, technical skill, sharp instincts, deep expertise, might still be useful, but they're no longer enough. Leadership at every level requires new capacities, and for a time you won't have them yet. You're in the gap, the space between what you've already mastered and what you need to learn next. And in that space, doubt rushes in. Not because you're incapable, not because you don't belong, but because you're literally growing. The real red flag isn't imposter syndrome. The real red flag is never feeling it at all. If you've never questioned whether you're ready, never felt the pressure of leading beyond your previous capacity, it probably means you're repeating things you already know how to do, which is fine, unless you want to grow. The most stagnant leaders, the ones who slowly become irrelevant, aren't the ones who wrestle with imposter syndrome. They're the ones who never leave their comfort zones. A leader who never feels imposter syndrome is a leader who isn't taking on bigger challenges. The mistake people make with the imposter syndrome is assuming that doubt is a big red sign that means stop. But doubt isn't a reason to stop. It's actually a reason to keep going. If you've ever trained for something, running a marathon, lifting heavier weights, developing a new skill, you know that strain doesn't mean failure. It means adaptation is happening. The discomfort isn't a sign that you're in the wrong place. It's proof that your body and mind are adjusting to something harder than before. And the same is true in leadership. That feeling of not knowing enough, that hesitation before a major decision, that worry that you're in over your head, it's not an exit sign. It's evidence that you're in motion. The challenge is not to eliminate imposter syndrome, but to stop using it as an excuse to hesitate. When self-doubt creeps in, the instinct is to treat it as a warning. I feel like I don't belong. That means I shouldn't be here. But what if the opposite is true? What if the fact that you feel uncomfortable is actually the best proof that you are where you're supposed to be? We don't grow in spaces that feel easy. We don't develop new abilities in places where everything is familiar. We grow at the edge of what we think we're capable of. And imposter syndrome is simply the psychological discomfort of that The goal isn't to eliminate imposter syndrome. It's to learn how to recognize it for what it is. A sign that you're in transition, in motion, in the process of growing yourself into the next version of yourself. So instead of asking, why do I feel like an imposter? Try asking, am I feeling this because I'm stepping into something bigger? Because if the answer is yes, maybe the doubt isn't a problem. Maybe it's just the cost of stepping into something new. And maybe the only way forward is to keep going.